America is reeling this morning after what was the deadliest act of mass murder in the country in more than a year. A former Army veteran killed 14 people and injured dozens more in New Orleans when he ploughed into a crowd of New Year's Eve revellers with a truck. The FBI have confirmed the 42-year-old was from Texas and that he acted alone, despite previous statements officially declaring the attack an act of terror. And for the latest, I'm joined by former FBI agent Michael Harrigan live in Washington, D.C. Good morning to you, Mike. Look, you grew up in New Orleans, you know the city very well. Give us a sense of how the city has actually taken this.
Well, I can say the city has taken this hard. The French Quarter is the crown jewel of New Orleans, the center of tourism down there. I mean, there's a lot more tourism that goes on around other parts of the city and the region, but that French Quarter specifically, especially with Mardi Gras coming up, the Sugar Bowl, and of course, New Year's is always a big holiday down there, the New Year's Eve celebration. So the city has taken this hard. I know that the authorities down there, from the politicians to the government officials to the law enforcement, are scrambling now to attempt to make the residents there feel a sense of safety after this event. It's going to take a while to get back to normal there, but they needed to return to normal. I mean, that's critical for the city. And I think they're going to do that. It's going to take some time. There'll be some lessons learned here. There'll be some security lessons. And as they know more about this individual, there'll be some lessons learned across the country on how to identify these individuals and hopefully interdict them before they take these deadly acts and carry them out.
Yeah, that quiet determination, it's already on display today. We've seen these live images of people actually flocking to that Sugar Bowl stadium today. Look, talk to us about this investigation. In the moments after this attack, the FBI was very clear on this. They said they believed that he didn't actually act alone. But now, 24 hours on, we're hearing a very different story. Why is that?
Well, I think at the beginning they had some videos that showed an individual placing IEDs or packages on there in the area. And out of an abundance of caution, when they see that, they have to take the stance that it could be a larger conspiracy. Now, even if they didn't have that, in all these kind of incidences where there's a mass casualty event, where somebody is striking out like this, you have to assume that there's a terrorist connection, that there's a group involved. That helps you focus your investigation and look beyond the individual to other actors that might be involved, because your main concern always is a follow-up attack or similar attack in another city or another location. So this is something that I think at the beginning they saw that. They didn't at that point know it may have been him placing those devices, or maybe it was unrelated, but they had to take a cautious stance to let the public know that this could be something bigger, so that people would know that there's a bigger threat out here and take safety measures.
Look, in a separate incident, authorities say that the deadly blast outside Donald Trump's hotel in Las Vegas was a deliberate attempt to bomb that building there. What about future attacks? Are they any more likely because of this one as well?
Well, absolutely. I think what you saw over in France and in Germany recently is an attack by a vehicle on pedestrians out in a public area. So there's always the risk that troubled individuals that, normally, you would see individuals maybe using a firearm to try to kill or hurt as many people as possible. But this could indicate a shift in strategy to be able to use vehicles. The one in Las Vegas, that appears to be potentially just suicide, right? I mean, they're going to be looking deep into this person's in his communications, what he may have said to others. He left behind a note. They'll be looking at that to find out if it was more there was a target involved, or simply he was just a person suffering that decided to kill himself there at that location. Because remember, in Las Vegas, there's indications now that he shot himself prior to the vehicle detonating. So clearly he was intending on ending his own life there.
Yep.
The one in New Orleans, he went in there, and it's highly likely that he expected not to emerge from that alive and expected to die.
It is incredibly, Mike, it is incredibly tough for those law enforcement agencies to try and prevent attacks just like this. We thank you for your time.